Could the Packers acquisition of Micah Parsons make the NFC South even tougher for Atlanta? What's up, my Falcon family, my Dirty Bird Nation? You know what it is. Welcome back to another edition of Atlanta Falcons Fandemic, the show built for the fans by the fans. We're the heartbeat of the Dirty Bird faithful, where my fellow Fandemics never waver and that passion never dies. I am your host and Falconologist, Manuel McFarland, and the true and trusted voice for the diehard Falcon fans who live and breathe this team. Like I said, guys, the NFL world just got turned up on its head. We have a blockbuster trade that didn't just make headlines, it redraws the entire map of the league. Just when we thought the NFC South was, or not just the South, the NFC as a whole was starting to take shape, Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys decided to light a match, and the Green Bay Packers decided to fan the flames. And a move that is sending shockwaves across the sport. The Dallas Cowboys are trading Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. Or should I say they have traded Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. This isn't just a rumor or some wild speculation. It's a done deal. This trade creates a terrifying new super team in the NFC, and it directly impacts the Atlanta Falcons' path to the playoffs. We're going to break down the whole thing. The trade, the money, the drama, and most importantly, what this new reality means for your or our Atlanta Falcons. Let's be real, guys. Players like Micah Parsons do not get traded in their prime. It just does not happen. We're talking about a 4-time Pro Bowler, a 2-time All-Pro, a guy who has notched at least 12 sacks in every single season since he's been in the league. You don't trade those players. You build your franchise around them for the next decade. And yet, here we are. The Cowboys have shipped their defensive cornerstone to a conference rival of all places, all because of a bitter and very public contract dispute. This isn't just a trade, it's a statement. And for the Falcons, it means the road to the Super Bowl just got a whole lot tougher. You know, I can understand if Jerry Jones wanted to trade Micah Parsons. People just don't see eye to eye, especially when it comes to money. But when a player uses certain lingo, certain language, even in a contract dispute or whatever grievance they may have with the owner, in direct contact with the owner, some owners just have a big chip on their shoulder. They just don't want to deal with it. They don't want to put up with it. So no matter what they do or what it costs, they get rid of that disrespect. Now, like I said, I get that Micah Parsons wanted to be traded. I get that Jerry Jones wanted to be rid of Micah Parsons and his drama. But guys, why on earth would you trade to a team that's in direct path of your chances of hitting the playoffs? We're not going to say Super Bowl because we know if Dallas have to go face Green Bay, it's just not going to happen. It seems like Green Bay has Dallas's number. But let's go into what it took to make that deal happen. So what exactly did it actually take to rip a generational talent away from America's team? As you expect, the price was steep. According to the initial reports, the Green Bay Packers sent a massive haul to Dallas. The reported package for Parsons include 2 future first-round draft picks, one in 2026 and another in 2027, plus their veteran 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle, Kenny Clark. But the picks and the players were just the start. As part of the deal, the Packers immediately cracked open the vault and made Micah Parsons the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. That had him a 4-year deal worth $180 million. That's an average of $47 million a year. The deal reportedly includes a jaw-dropping $136 million in guaranteed money, give or take a few million, with $120 million of that fully guaranteed once he's signed. These numbers are record shattering, and they completely reset the market for every other elite defender in the game. For Green Bay, this is a defining moment. They didn't just get a new player, they got a whole new defensive identity. For Dallas, it's the end of an era that never really began, a shocking divorce that seemed impossible just a few months ago. And for the rest of the NFC, including our Falcons, the message is loud and clear. The arms race just hit a completely new level. It's a tale of two franchises. To really get how huge this is, you have to understand why it happened. Why would the Packers, a team famous for its draft and develop philosophy, suddenly mortgage their future for one guy? And why on God's green earth would the Cowboys let a 26-year-old superstar, I'm going to add phenom, walk out the door? Let's start with the Packers. This is the Packers screaming from the rooftops that they are all in on winning a Super Bowl right now. They looked at their roster, saw a rising star in quarterback Jordan Love, and remembered their surprise playoff run last season, which included a victim named the Dallas Cowboys. They knew their weakest link was an inconsistent pass rush, so they went out and got the most explosive weapon available. Parsons just isn't an upgrade. He's a one-man transformation, a wrecking machine. You pairing him with Rashawn Gary creates one of the scariest pass rushing duos in the league, period, bar none. This move takes a decent Packers defense and has the potential to make it a championship winning unit. Green Bay saw a Super Bowl window and decided to smash it wide open. Now for Dallas, this is a masterclass in how to completely destroy a relationship with a star player. The drama has been brewing for months, all centered around his contract. Parsons wanted his agent to negotiate a record-setting deal, but in a move that has left everyone scratching their head. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones went to negotiate directly with Parsons and reportedly refused to deal with his agent. I don't know, something's going on with Jerry. I can't put a finger on it, but guys, something is going on with Jerry. He probably would have stood a better chance negotiating with his agent. At least it would have lengthened the process, but he probably would want to have gotten this done before the season started. But I would have at least included the agent. The agent probably would have. Well, no, I'm not going to say that, because if Parsons is standing on business with his money and with what he was asking, then it probably would have played on into the season. The whole thing went south fast. Parsons officially requested a trade on August 1st. And even though Jones publicly called the idea of a trade pure BS, the damage was already done. Now, you remember how the Dallas family went after Micah Parsons' family when Micah Parsons' family hit the social media with a possible trade idea. Was it last season or the year before? And they went all in on Micah Parsons' family. Now, one thing you do not do, you do not mess with a man's money, and you do not mess with his family. So if we think back to when the media and the Cowboys went in on Micah Parsons' family hitting the social media, after all that happened, Micah Parsons conveniently got hurt. I think that was right about the same time period. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. But in his press conference today, Jones tried to spin the move as a strategic choice to get future picks and free up cap space. He claimed that the money they saved on Parsons could be used to sign 3 to 5 other players. But let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. It sounds like Jerry Jones is trying to save face. Because this guy is your future. If you had a built and strategized correctly, you still could have got those 3 to 5 other players. But let's be honest again. All about this. It's a complete failure. It's a failure to manage your talent, a failure to negotiate, a failure to manage that money, and a decision that looks like it was driven by pure ego. Now Dallas has a giant loophole, not loophole, just a giant hole on defense and 2 far off draft picks to show for it. Who's to say what those draft picks are going to come to? Would that work out for the Cowboys? Would they get what they're looking for? Could they find their next Micah Parsons? I don't think so. And that's not taking nothing away from any future talent that's coming into the league next year or the year after. But at the same time, Micah Parsons is a generational talent. And that's coming from a Falcon fan. And I hate Dallas. But you have to respect the man's ability. You have to respect Micah Parsons and what he's able to do on that football field, what he has done on that football field. Now let's talk about the ripple effect. Let's get into the gist of this thing. So how does this earthquake in the NFC affect the Atlanta Falcons? Unfortunately, it means the path to the playoffs just got significantly harder. The balance of power has completely shifted. Before today, the NFC felt wide open. Now a new titan has emerged in Green Bay. The Packers went from a solid playoff team to a top-tier Super Bowl contender overnight. They were already tough last year. Now they've added one of the 5 best defensive players in the sport. That creates another massive roadblock for any team with championship dreams, and that includes our Atlanta Falcons. And just think about it. We already have Detroit. We already have Washington. And now Green Bay is added to the mix. Just think about a potential playoff game. The Falcons' offensive line, which we all see as a major strength, will be facing an absolute nightmare. My take is I'm hoping that our offensive line, by the time we have to go to the playoffs or get into the playoffs, that our offensive line has developed that much chemistry and got good enough to contend and play against a defensive front like Green Bay. Remember, they have it on both sides, not just Micah Parsons. They gave up the one in the middle. They gave up that middle, but you can strategically add a linebacker to clog up and help with the middle. But picture it. 3rd and long in a playoff game at Lambeau Field. You've got Rashawn Gary on one side and Micah Parsons on the other. That's a terrifying thought for any quarterback, even a veteran like Kirk Cousins. And that's not saying that Michael Penix or even Kirk Cousins could overcome Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary. Because just like any pass rush, there is a way to beat it. But your offensive line have to play together. Your offensive line have to be smart, strong, and the play calling have to be on point. The entire offensive game plan will have to be redesigned just to handle the consistent game-wrecking threat Parson brings. Now, some may say, can one man make that much of a difference? Yes. And Micah Parsons is that one man. I know I'm sitting here sounding like I'm tooting his horn, but so is the entire league. He doesn't just get sacks. He forces fumbles. He creates turnovers that can single-handedly lose you a playoff game. This trade raises the bar for what it takes to be a real contender. The Falcons have built a great roster with firepower in Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, plus a proven leader in Kirk Cousins. And then you add a heck of an arm from Michael Penix. But Green Bay moves sends a message. Just being good isn't good enough anymore. To win NFC, you now have to run a gauntlet that includes the Eagles, the Lions, and now a Packers team armed with a defensive super weapon. The margin of error is gone. The Falcons were built to win the NFC South and to make a real playoff push. That goal is still the same, but the difficulty level just jumped from hard to expert. Once we conquer the South is when the real games begin. We get to see what the real Atlanta Falcons are built for. It's going to be real interesting once we get into the playoff pandemics. It's going to be real interesting. So if you haven't gotten your season tickets or you haven't gotten your YouTube channel, you just might miss out on something. You haven't got the NFL package, you just may miss out on something. So I implore you, everyone, just find a seat somewhere and hold on. Because this season, the Atlanta Falcons, we're going to be in the mix. That is guaranteed. So what that game against Washington last season, told me all I needed to know. It showed me all I needed to know what Michael Penix is going to bring to the football field. So in conclusion, guys, the dust is starting to settle on one of the wildest trades we've seen in years. Trades like this aren't seen every day, every season, every couple of seasons, or even years. I can't think of a trade that came even close to this. The Cowboys have chosen financial flexibility over a generational talent, entering a period of major uncertainty. I can understand if you have a player that is somewhat productive and that's making a big chunk of your cap hit, and he's seemingly been there for 6, 7, 8 years. But you're talking about a 26-year-old that's entering, I think, his 5th year, that has given you 12 sacks in 4 of the 5 seasons he's been here. Like I said, they chose financial flexibility over a generational talent, a phenom. And he doesn't seem to be slowing up. Like I said, he's only 26. The Packers have pushed all of their chips in, creating a defensive monster they believe can take them to the Super Bowl. And the Falcons, they're now in a tougher, meaner conference than they were yesterday. They have to deal with a new NFC superpower that stands as one of the biggest obstacles between them and their ultimate goal. The road to the Super Bowl now has a giant Micah Parsons shaped pothole right in the middle of it. This is the new NFC. Now, to add a little stank on it, put a little mustard on it, the Packers' first game is versus their nemesis, the Dallas Cowboys. Is it Thursday night? First game of the season. They traded to the Dallas Cowboys. The game has changed. So I have to ask you, with the Packers looking this dangerous, do the Falcons still have what it takes to make a deep playoff run? Absolutely. Micah Parsons can't stop 10 other guys on the team. Stop 10 other guys on the team. He may be able to stop one or disrupt one, but we got 10 other guys on the team. Can the Atlanta Falcons offense hold up against the defense led by Micah Parsons in January? Guess what? We've already done it. And we did it with Micah Parsons at the top of his game. We did it without Michael Penix. We did it without Kirk Cousins. So absolutely. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Drop your reaction to this trade, this blockbuster of a trade. And what do you think it means for the Falcons next season? You think we still have it? Of course we do. No doubt. And hey, if you like this breakdown, hit that subscribe button for more analysis on this game, on this trade, and the brand new NFC. Once again, guys, thank you for watching and supporting this channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, share this video, and hit the notification bell. And until next time, Pandemic and family, always continue to rise up. All right, Pandemic family, that's a wrap for this episode. Thank you all so much for tuning in and sharing your passion for our Atlanta Falcons with us. Your energy and support are what make this community truly special. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a 2 thumbs up, leave a comment below with your thoughts, and of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our exciting content. And seriously, don't forget to hit that notification bell right next to that subscribe button so that you'll be the first to know when we drop new videos about our beloved Dirty Birds. And as always, continue to rise up, and we'll see you in the Super Bowl.